Hey, this is Chris Berry with Castle Wealth Group, and today we're going to talk about your medical power of attorney. And if you like this information, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Christopher Berry is a leading estate attorney and advisor in the area of retirement and legacy planning. He has been featured in publications such as Forbes, Kiplinger's, Crane's Detroit, and more. He's the host of the weekly radio show and podcast, The Chris Berry Show. He's a national thought leader as it relates to retirement and legacy planning, and has authored the Amazon best-selling book, The Caregiver's Legal Guide.
So today we're going to talk about the medical power of attorney. In Michigan, we call it a patient advocate designation. You might also hear it called an advance directive or a living will. What the document is one of those key disability documents that appoints someone to be able to make medical decisions if you're unable to. So similar to how we have a financial power of attorney to make financial decisions, we have a medical power of attorney to make medical decisions. So a lot of times in this situation, you appoint your spouse, if you have a spouse first, and then if you don't have a spouse, maybe your adult children to be able to make these decisions for you. Or it could be another family member or close personal friend. So the first key with that medical power of attorney is appointing someone to be able to make medical decisions for you. Then the second key ingredient in that medical power of attorney is your decisions with regards to life support. So many states, including Michigan, say that unless you make a clear distinction of what your wishes are, you're going to remain in that vegetative state. So you may have heard of Terri Schiavo. She was a woman down in Florida. She was in a vegetative state. Her husband wanted to remove her from life support. Her family wanted her to remain on life support. It became a big court battle that lasted over 8 years. All of that could have been avoided had Terri Schiavo had this medical power of attorney appointing someone to make medical decisions for her, and then included in that document would be her decisions with regards to end-of-life care. Does she want to remain in that vegetative state? Does she give authority to the person she's appointed to be able to remove her from life support? So another thing to think about with that medical power of attorney is when have you last executed or updated that document? Because the laws change, and medical technologies change. So a lot of times these days, we're keeping the medical power of attorney very general in terms of not having like check boxes of this situation, I want you to do this versus that, because those things are always changing. So instead, we have more of what we call a general medical power of attorney, or in Michigan, a patient advocate designation, appointing that person to be able to make those decisions, and you're trusting them to use their judgment. Now, one of the things you could do is what's called a letter of instruction, which isn't legally binding, but gives instructions to the person you've appointed to be able to get some guidance with regards to making those key medical decisions. And the last thing with regards to the medical power of attorney is actually two things. So first of all, you need to include what we call a HIPAA authorization, which is a release of medical information. And then the second thing is that everyone over the age 18 should have this medical power of attorney. Because once you turn 18, legally you're an adult. So if you're out there and you have adult age children who maybe aren't married or who haven't done their own planning, they should have a medical power of attorney appointing you to be able to make medical decisions for them. And included in that would be the HIPAA release, which is the release of medical information as well. Because once they turn 18, legally they're an adult, and even though you're a parent, you don't have any legal rights to get access to their medical information or make medical decisions for them. So this has been Chris Berry talking about medical powers of attorney. If you like this information, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Castle Wealth Group has clients across the nation and helps families plan, protect, and preserve what is important by creating a retirement and legacy blueprint.